We're learning more this morning about the 73-year-old man police say was responsible for the deadly mass shooting at that condo building in Vaughan, just north of Toronto. He is reported to have had a long-standing dispute with members of the building's condo board. Police have confirmed that 3 of the 5 people killed were members of that condo board. With us this morning is CTV public safety expert and former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis. Good morning.
Good morning, Lindsey.
Both York Regional Police and Ontario's Special Investigations Unit are investigating what happened here. In your opinion, what are the biggest unanswered questions at this point?
Well, you hit it at the beginning. The motive for this, was it condo board related? I mean, we're certainly hearing that, certainly looks like that, but we're also not hearing it from the police or SIU at this point, understandably. They have a lot of investigative work to do. I think where is the gun from? How do you acquire a gun? Was it legally acquired is a big issue. Did anybody else know? Was anybody else involved? Were there flags or warning signs that indicated there was mental health issues here that should have been dealt with? And, you know, what are because we've heard that there was certainly controversy with him. There was, you know, people were afraid of him. But does that mean if he had a legally owned gun, does that warrant police actually taking the gun away? Because it certainly doesn't sound like serious enough threats. But at the same time, look at the end result of all this. So lots to learn.
I want to ask you more about the gun, Chris. So police say the suspect used this semi-automatic handgun, but they haven't said, as you mentioned, whether the gun was legal or illegal. We know the suspect had sued members of the condo board for what he claimed were attempts to harm him with electromagnetic waves, according to him. They filed that restraining order against him. They cited threatening, abusive, harassing behavior. Would any of those things have factored into his ability to legally own a firearm?
Well, it depends on the seriousness of those threats. So far, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that he was threatening to kill people, that he was, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of this in any way, but does the threat that was received match the end result? And should someone have taken action is particularly an issue. If there was a background check being done on him to acquire a firearm, during the course of all this, and maybe there would have been enough red flags to prevent that, but was there enough red flags to warrant police going into his residence and seizing a gun based on, you know, him handing out pamphlets and taking pictures and kind of being grumpy? It's really hard to say. But certainly issues to be considered as this unfolds as to what really occurred, what did people really know, and what action was or wasn't taken.
Well, Chris, here's what one Vaughan City councillor had to say. Take a listen to this.
You know what? Do we really need these type of handguns in our cities? No, we don't. And, you know, I really hope that, you know, together with the region of York and my colleagues, that we seriously consider doing something, putting a message out there that these things should be banned.
Is this another wake-up call?
Well, you know, I understand the sentiment totally, and I don't have any need for a handgun myself as a retired police officer, but a lot of people lawfully own them. And the average crime in Canada with involving a firearm is not someone who legally owns a gun. And it's unreasonable to think we are going to take every lawfully owned gun away from lawful people, as opposed to making sure we keep guns out of the hands of people that shouldn't have them. And generally that means smuggled handguns. Was that the case here? We don't know at this point. There's still way too much to learn in terms of whether or not he should have had a gun, whether or not he should have kept a gun, and all the issues around that.
And I know this is very, very early, but based on the information that we have been able to learn, can you see anything that could have been done or should have been done to prevent this?
Well, certainly there was some legal action being taken against him, but there are obvious mental health issues there. And so what was being done about that? Is this a failure of the mental health system? Is this a failure of family and people around him reporting all that? If it was reported, why wasn't it handled? And issues like that, I think, are the biggest takeaways so far that I'm seeing here that may have been able to prevent this in some way.
Chris Lewis, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Take care, Lindsey.
You as well.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.